British physicist Stephen Hawking has died at the age of 76. Paralyzed as a young man, he was famous around the world for his brilliant scientific mind. CBS's Tina Kraus looks back at his extraordinary life.
Stephen Hawking was one of the greatest scientists of our time. Often called a 21st century Albert Einstein, he was famous for his work on the origins of the universe from the Big Bang to black holes. Diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease as a young man, he was confined to a wheelchair and spoke through a computer. But Hawking was living proof people could overcome even the greatest obstacles.
For me, it is quite an achievement. I never thought I would get so far.
His 1988 book, A Brief History of Time, became a bestseller and made him an unlikely international celebrity. And a cameo on The Simpsons,
Stephen Hawking,
brought him greater fame.
I wanted to see your utopia, but now I see it as more of a fruitopia.
The episode was very funny, and almost as many people know me through The Simpsons as through my science.
President Obama awarded Hawking the Medal of Freedom in 2009 for pushing the boundaries of science.
Professor Stephen Hawking was a brilliant man and a mediocre student.
And he kept on pushing. He took a zero-gravity flight in 2007, a lifelong ambition, and the first time in 40 years he could move without his wheelchair. In 2012, the celebrated physicist took center stage as he opened London's Paralympic Games. He encouraged people to look up at the stars, not down at their feet. In 2015, Hawking teamed up with a Russian tech billionaire to launch a $100 million hunt for aliens beyond Earth.
We are alive, we are intelligent, we must know.
An authority on the past and the future, Hawking will be remembered for his brilliant mind and fierce determination. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Also new this morning, Democrat Connor Lamb has declared victory in the special election in Pennsylvania's 18th congressional district. The 33-year-old former Marine leads Republican Rick Saccone by several hundred votes in a region viewed as Trump country, but absentee ballots are still being counted. Whoever is declared the winner will fill the House seat vacated by Republican Congressman Tim Murphy last year. CBS News says the race is still too close to call. And students across the country are expected to walk out of their classrooms today to protest gun violence. The event takes place 1 month after a gunman killed 17 students and staff at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Some schools have decided not to participate. Billings School District 2, however, is supporting students' right of freedom of expression with a planned walkout at 10 o'clock this morning. While it's not known how many students will participate between the 3 Billings public high schools and the Career Center, officials are ready with extra staffing from the Billings Police Department and retired administrators. Billings Superintendent Terry Baug praised the high school students involved in the process.
They are so smart. They're great listeners. They understand about safety. They understand about respecting different views. So, you know, we talked about that, and they really are learning. This has been a teachable moment for them in terms of learning Tinker versus Des Moines and all of that. So I can't be happier about our students. They were wonderful and makes me proud.
Students plan to return to class after the protest. Q2 will have live coverage of the 10 a.m. walkouts in Billings on social media as well as online at ktvq.com. Meanwhile, Montana Senator Steve Daines and 5 other senators unveiled their Stop School Violence Act on Tuesday. The Stop School Violence Act is actually an acronym for Students, Teachers, and Officers Preventing School Violence.
After 9/11, we secured our skies. It's time now that we secure our schools. And we must rally together here, Republicans and Democrats. We must develop school threat assessment and crisis intervention teams, because we can't let what happened at Parkland, Florida ever happen again.
The bipartisan bill allows for grants to fund programs to train students, school officials, and local law enforcement to identify the warning signs. It will help fund school security infrastructure improvements, including anonymous reporting systems. It will facilitate coordination between schools and local law enforcement. The bill authorizes $75 million for fiscal year 2018 and $100 million annually for the next 10 years. Senator Daines also introduced a bill to allow the use of federal dollars for school counselors, alarm systems, and crisis intervention training. A battery and gasoline fumes sparked a fire on the Billings South Side, causing $100,000 in damages. Shortly before 2 o'clock, fire crews were called to a garage fire at 41 Monroe Street on Tuesday. Deputy Fire Marshal Jamie Fender declared the fire was accidental and said it was caused by the careless handling of a battery that ignited gasoline fumes on the garage floor. Another issue arose when officials learned the garage contained ammunition and fireworks. Despite that, crews doused the flames in less than an hour, and the people who were in the garage when the fire started were able to escape uninjured. In other news, the hibernation season is coming to an end and hungry bears are starting to emerge. The first grizzly sightings of 2018 happened last week in Yellowstone National Park. Park employees have seen at least 2 bears in different areas of the park. Generally, males emerge first, while females with cubs appear a bit later. As bear season returns, being bear aware is critical. Hungry bears may be aggressive, especially while feeding. So if you go for a hike, carry bear spray, travel in groups, and use bear-proof storage containers. Also report any bear sightings to a park ranger immediately. Park officials say although firearms are allowed in the park, discharging a firearm is a park violation. They say bear spray is always your best bet in those situations. And in Wyoming, for the first time in more than 40 years, the state is planning a grizzly bear hunting season. According to the Powell Tribune, Wyoming's plan calls for a limit of 24 grizzlies, with up to 12 allowed to be taken in areas bordering Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks. The proposed hunt would run from September 15th through November 15th. The season would be extended an additional 2 weeks in areas away from the national parks. While there's strong support for the hunt in northwest Montana, environmental groups and Native American tribes are vowing to stop the hunt before it begins. They believe grizzlies should remain on the endangered list. Last year, the federal government turned over responsibility of managing grizzlies in the greater Yellowstone area to the states of Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana. Here in Montana, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks says it will not hold a grizzly hunt this year. Now on to a different kind of Griz. The Montana Grizzlies men's basketball team got a nice send-off on campus Tuesday morning as they departed for the NCAA tournament. The Big Sky Conference champions are a number 14 seed and will be taking on number 3 seed in Michigan. The Griz will play the last game on Thursday in Wichita around 8 p.m. Mountain Time on TBS. This is the first time since 2013 that the Griz men have appeared in the NCAA tournament. Fans, Griz cheerleaders, and University of Montana President Seth Bodnar were all there wishing the team good luck as they boarded the bus. The Missoula County Sheriff's Office escorted the team from the Adams Center down Broadway to the Missoula Airport. Well, thank you.